Hello, everybody. I wanted to do a review of Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, which I just saw today for the first time uh, in a you know sparsely crowded theater. It wasn't like overly crowded, but mostly older people. There were two young girls that I think might have been high school age or maybe in their 20s. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I was sitting in front of them and they were like kind of a couple rows back, so I didn't really get a good look to see. But anyway, long story short, I was one of the youngest people in the theater. I am in Florida, by the way, so like that usually happens, like especially in Spielberg movies, because old people just love Spielberg movies. They just can't get enough of them, and as do I. To some people, I might be old. Who knows? I'm 45 now. But anyway, I just wanted a little update on my health. So, for like the past like 3 days, uh, pretty much same old, same old. I'm stuffed up. A lot of phlegm. I'm blowing my nose and stuff. Um, I guess I felt good enough to go to the movies. I brought a mask with me just in case it was like crowded, but I didn't really cough at all. Like maybe like one store in the movie. So, and the guy in front of me was coughing too. So it was like, I guess he's not feeling good either. But I hardly wore the mask, only like a little bit. I said, you know what? I'm sick already. Why do people pick like seats in a theater that's like not that like crowded? There are seats like everywhere, and people pick seats right in front of me or right in back of me. It's like seriously, like go like down the row a little bit. Go on the other side. Whatever. There's like other seats available in the theater. So, but yeah, I'm still feeling down with my weather, not under the weather, shall I say? I'm still feeling sick. I don't have a fever or anything, but I feel like there might be like some sinus stuff going on in my head. And anyway, so I'm just gonna go with it. I could go to the doctor, but my doctor informs me they do not have air conditioning at the doctor. I don't think I want to do that, unless it's like getting worse. Which it hasn't gotten worse, which is good. Um, I don't have the sore throat anymore, so I guess it's kind of just stayed the same. My mom tells me there's this old saying: 7 days up, 7 days down with a cold, and it's been I want to say 5 days that I've had this cold now. Well, the first day was a sore throat and no sniffling. The rest of it was all sniffling and no sore throat. So, so anyway, I went to the movies today and I saw Disclosure Day, and I just kind of sat back and just took in everything, the music, the score, the cinematography, the story. I just kind of like took it all in, and I got like that it kind of captures you if you like can buy into the conspiracy side of it. I think if you're not into aliens and conspiracy stories like the X Files or Project Blue Book or something, which was a really good show on History Channel that like only had like I want to say 2 seasons and then that was it. But if you don't get into like that kind of story, you're probably not going to enjoy this. And obviously, there are hints at other Spielberg work, including Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., all that good stuff. With the conspiracy that I mean, he's done so many movies like that. The Post. Um, what was the one called with the where they were doing the prisoner exchange during the Cold War with Tom Hanks? I forget the name of that one, but that one was really good. or another one that it was kind of like in that kind of suspense kind of way and like mystery kind of way uh, was Munich as well. I thought that one was like super good as well. All his movies are good. I mean, it's hard to like say, oh, that was a bad Spielberg movie because they're all pretty good. So once you get into the feel of the movie, that you're like in kind of a suspense mystery kind of film that you start out with. I've heard some reviewers say that it doesn't have action scenes in it, and I'm like, seriously? There's like tons of action in the movie. I mean, maybe like not right away, but there's stuff all throughout that makes it worthwhile on that end if you're looking for some great Spielberg action set pieces. It does have that in it. I think we all know the basic idea of the story, the plot, and everything. Not the plot, but like we know that it's about aliens and stuff. So I don't think I'm saying too much here when I say that the aliens are kind of benevolent. There's two groups, one that wants to disclose everything and one that wants to hide it and stuff. And you got your main characters. I forget the actor that played the main actor, but then you have Emily Blunt was in it. Is she the one that played Mary Poppins, which was actually a really good remake? Or not remake, but sequel. I thought that was a really good sequel. I think she's British in real life. But a lot of people are bringing up, like, who either like it or don't like it, even. They're saying that the thing that makes the film memorable is Emily Blunt's performance. I would say her co-star does a really good job in it as well. And I did not know that Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, was in this, and I am a huge fan. Everything from the King Kong Godzilla show that he does on Apple, that show, and then he's in Marvel. He does MCU, so he's in like a lot of stuff. Monarch. That show on Apple is Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, and he does good in like whatever you put him in, and I think it was a very understated role. He was kind of a side character, but not like totally side character. He was kind of like in it for like half the film. You might say he might have been a little underutilized in a sense that he could have been used more, but I think for what you got from him and the fact that I had no idea he was in it, and I'm a big fan of Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell. It was kind of a nice surprise to see him in there, and I don't know why more people aren't talking about his inclusion in the film and how good he really did. So I thought that was really cool, and then the whole idea, it's kind of obvious at the end what the Emily Blunt's character and the other character, what they couldn't remember, what they didn't know, or was it just Emily Blunt? I forget, but she couldn't remember like that she was abducted by aliens, and the animals are basically, you know, what they show themselves as, so that you're not afraid. And there's actually been like real accounts of that. People who say they've been abducted by aliens that either, they come in like they look like an elf, or they look like humans, but like almost like Nordic like humans, like from like that part of the world where all like Norway and Sweden and stuff like that. But so I think that's kind of a cool way to go about it. And then at the end, the only part I would say uh, didn't really seem realistic to me was the part when they actually disclosed everything, how the reporters reacted to it. My dad, who I actually treated the movie to him for Father's Day, um, and like an early Father's Day gift, and he didn't like the fact that, oh, would they just disclose all that? And I tried to explain to him, like, there were two groups. You had the group that wanted to hide everything and the group that wanted to let everything out. So yeah, the group that wanted to let everything out. Now, what I thought maybe, and it's not like a deal breaker for liking the film, but the main guy that like didn't want to let anything out, would he have just sat there and let them do it in the end? I don't know, and I guess that could be something that you could question, but overall, I like the movie, and I won't give away the ending just to say Emily Blunt gives this speech uh, on the news that was relayed to her to say, and I don't want to give it away to totally give away the ending, but so people maybe who are watching that maybe will watch it down the road and they're not confused. What she starts out saying is what her co-star heard her say in the trailers. You hear her saying that clicky click kind of talk. He deciphers what it is, and that's what she reads out at the end of the movie. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say any more. I don't want to give anything away, but uh, it definitely felt like a Spielberg movie. It definitely had that. John Williams' score was just excellent. I really highly recommend anybody who hasn't heard the soundtrack yet, the score, to listen to it. It's really good. 2 nights ago, when me and my family were sitting down to dinner, we listened to the score and we just really liked it. It was really good. So I will put, like, in the description, I will put the score to the movie and also the main trailer. I will put that in there as well. So yeah, definitely had that Spielberg feel. If I'm gonna be honest, and it's not really a knock on the film, it's just Spielberg has come out with so many classics over the years. It's not his best, but it's not his worst. It's definitely not his worst. And like I said, I think I like just about everything he's done. Even Hook and the BFG was pretty good on its own merits and stuff. But so I don't think. I mean, the man's a genius filmmaker, Steven Spielberg. I don't think he makes trash. He makes what I call adult films, and this was an adult film, which could be maybe turning some younger people off. They're like thinking it's hokey or weird or whatever, but it really what it is. Everything we've ever heard, rumor, Roswell, the supposed UFO crash in Pennsylvania. Where was it? In like Kecksburg or something. You have all these different like rumors, and they bring and a lot of the different like what people assume is you know in like kind of pop culture that was all brought out. So like if you like the X Files or Project Blue Book or something, I would say totally a movie for you. I would say it'd be right down your alley. So yeah, not obviously not Spielberg's best, but nowhere near his worst either. It was an entertaining film. It was fun, great score, great action set pieces, and great acting. I thought, as usual, as you would usually get with a Spielberg film. Also, another thing I will point out, like there's been like quite a few Alien movies, and I don't want to group the actual Alien movie in with it because I love those movies, but even the newer ones and the TV show that was on FX and Disney Plus and Hulu, but that one that series I don't want to group that in. I'm just going like strictly traditional, gray aliens with the big bulbous black eyes. that those kind of movies, there's been quite a fair amount of them, and I would say this wasn't the best one I've ever seen. It was good. It was good. It was, I think, memorable. It was fun. But I think my favorite was Fire in the Sky. But I guess two different films in the end. It's kind of hard to compare the two. But I would say Fire in the Sky gets a slight nod for me here, just because it played like a alien movie that almost was like a horror movie. I mean, the beginning of it, like when you see the lights coming over the horizon or whatever, the hill, and that was just super creepy and gave me nightmares for a long time. But that's not the kind of film this really is. It was also emotional. I forgot to point that part out, and I'm glad I just remembered this. There were a bunch of moments in the end of the movie, and I don't want to give it away, but I think you'll know when you get there. I was like ready to just cry my eyes out at some of these scenes. They're just brought back memories, of course. And this might sound crazy, and it's probably just, and I forget what they call it, but there's this kind of dream that you have where you're paralyzed and can't move, and everyone sees something different when they're in this state. But some people see like fairies or aliens or whatever. I used to have that as recently as a couple few years ago, and I used to see gray aliens at the side of my bed. The last time it happened, I'm like, why is my bed turned the way it used to be? I'm like, this isn't real. And when I realized it wasn't real, I was able to snap out of the dream. So I realized it was a dream. I kind of believe in the whole alien abduction, alien cover up thing. I wouldn't say I think it's like a 100% this is real, but even the government, like, what was it, in 2016 or so, revealed the Tic Tac UFO video from the F-16s. So, and tons of credible people see UFOs and have claimed to be abducted by aliens and stuff like that. So it's not like totally uncommon, and I don't think everybody. I would say not everybody that has some sort of a abduction or UFO sighting. I wouldn't say all of them are crazy. Maybe only a handful of them are, but some of them are elected officials. Some of them are firefighters, cops. You name it, people have seen it. Like everybody in my family at one point, except for maybe my mom, has seen a UFO. And, we don't know exactly what we saw or exactly if it was a UFO, but we certainly think it was. So we can't be like the only family that like just about everybody has seen something or has a tale about something. And I think it falls in line with Bigfoot stories and stuff like that. And I believe in Bigfoot totally. I think there's tons of credible evidence and witnesses to prove that he's real as well. So, I guess for me, I'm open minded and I'd like to believe it. So I think what this film does really well is open our minds to the possibility that all this stuff is real and our world governments are like basically hiding it all. So that's really cool. I really enjoyed it. Not the best Spielberg movie ever, but definitely not the worst. And I would say maybe somewhere in between. I've heard people say it's the best one since like Minority Report. I don't know if I'd go that far. There were some good ones he's done since. I love the Fablemans he did. A couple of years ago. That was excellent. And Bridge of Spies, Munich, just to name a few, were like super good. So if I had to rate it, 4.5 out of 5. Right now, on subsequent views, it could change. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna rush out and like buy it on Fandango. I think I'll wait till it hits. It's a Universal Studios film because Spielberg has like a collaboration with Universal and other studios as well. But yeah, I I wouldn't rush out to like rent it, but like when it comes on Peacock, I'll definitely check it out. So that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you so much. I know I've been kind of absent from making videos lately, but you know, I've been like really not feeling well. I'm still not feeling like 100%. Just getting out to the movies made me feel maybe a little more human. So it was just great to get out. Maybe my excitement to get out of the house after being in the house for like 4 or 5 days was enough to really excite me about this film. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you all my subs. Um, Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. It really helps my channel. And may the force be with you. God bless and live long and prosper, people. Have a great night.